The Good Samaritan. There once was a man who travelled from Jerusalem to Jericho. The way lay through lonely places and a dark wood. It was known that many robbers lived in that wood. The man had heard cruel things the robbers often did, and he was a little nervous. The rustle of the trees frightened him, and each time a loose stone slipped from beneath his feet, he would look about, fearing that someone was following him. Hardly had he entered into the deep of the woods when he saw just what he had feared. From behind the trees came cloaked men. They were robbers. Nearly mad with fear, as the cloaked men seized the traveller, he began to struggle. After beating him and then stealing all of his money, they left him on the side of the road. At daybreak, a priest came along the way. The man, barely able to speak, looked up, seeing a priest. He moaned out, thinking that the priest would most certainly help him. The priest, seeing the man on the side of the road, walked off in haste, fearing the robbers may still be near and would attack him too. A few hours later, another man came by. The wounded traveller reached out, trying to beg for help. But instead of helping, the man looked down at the beaten traveller a moment, crossed to the other side of the road, and ran off faster than the priest. After what felt like days had gone by, the traveller's hopes began to fade. A Samaritan came along. The Samaritan was known as a foreigner in the land of the traveller. The traveller, having seen his own people pass him by, didn't even try to call out to the Samaritan. For if his own people would ignore his need, how would this stranger even stop? The Samaritan gasped as he saw the man laying on the roadside. His heart filled with pity, and he gently lifted the wounded man from the hard ground. He washed his wounds with clean water and wrapped him in a cloak. The Samaritan lifted the man onto his donkey and hurried him away to an inn. All through the night, while the wounded man slept, the Samaritan watched and cared for him. Even when morning came, he would not leave the poor man in danger. The next day, when the Samaritan had to leave, he gave the innkeeper money to take care of the wounded traveller and promised to give him more money, if needed, when he returned. A few days later, when the wounded traveller awoke, the innkeeper told him all that had happened and how the Samaritan had showed him kindness. The traveller was overjoyed and filled with gratitude for the Samaritan. Hoping to honor what had been done for him, the traveller continued on and went forth, making sure to share the kindness and love that was shown to him.